Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Courtside View. I'm your host, Chris Robinson, joined by my very good friends. We got Miss Key. How you doing tonight, Key?
It's Friday. It's Friday. I had a long work week, man.
It was
But it's
preparing you
Friday.
for that upcoming 3-day weekend.
No, I got to
No?
work on Monday. It's called overtime.
Hey, well, you getting extra money? Who
Look, I
complains
don't know
about
about
extra
y'all,
money?
but I'm poor, okay? So I need all the coins I can get. Y'all seen my grown behind man child I got? Prom's coming up. Prom's coming up. He getting ready to go away. No, But anyway,
Prom coming up, like this year?
he go next Friday.
That's a late prom.
No, they usually do it in Pennsylvania. It's June because kids don't get out of school till it's May. Kids don't get out of school till June. Not like down south where they get out of school in May and go back in August. We go back in September. So yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Got my man, Mr. Con Man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Good. Trying to be like he and get some money, you know. And then last but definitely not least, we got the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes,
You
sir.
smell what he's cooking. Got Coach Dante with us.
Hey man, hey, shout out to y'all, man. Happy to work with y'all, especially Chris himself, man. And man, you got one job. If a certain person come up here and man, you got one job, and it's always fun laughing at the Sixers every time they come up. It's just always fun.
So we not make this all the
time. I had to give it to you.
You know what? I was gonna let you make it, Key, but like when they put up that the slot the other day, it was like the teams who's had a long drought without the conference finals. Seeing the Sixers on there kind of hurt me. I didn't realize that they ain't did it since AI.
2001.
2000 what?
I think it was either 2000 or 2001.
2001, because that's
Yeah, 2001. That's the year we went to the finals.
Man, is that a long time? Is that a long
Hell
time?
yeah.
Goddamn long time.
3 years.
I saw that and I immediately thought of Dante. I was like, I know he done mess with Key about that. Like, oof. Man, and what's crazy, you know, it brought up because of the team that's playing right now, the Knicks. Got them in the second quarter against the Indiana Pacers. Series is currently 1-0 Indiana Pacers. Score right now is 50-49. Knicks are up. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts on this series right now. Like, you know, last game 1, it came down to a very clutch buzzer beater by Tyrese Halliburton to force the game into overtime. Although he thought he made the 3, hit the Reggie Miller choke gesture, New York. But it turned out to be a 2, so they still got into overtime. And overtime, they didn't let up. They dominated. And, well, I ain't gonna say dominated, but, you know, they did what they needed to do and got the win. Stole home court advantage, which is very hard to do. Although the Knicks are a terrible home court team in the playoffs for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but let's just go and get your thoughts on it. Comment. Let's start with you. How you feeling about this Pacers-Knicks series?
You know, game number 1 was devastating to the Knicks and the city of New York. You know what I mean? With a big lead like that, and to lose it for more or less non-communication with the defensive end, not hitting the foul shots. And one of the biggest factors I thought was the fact that, you know, Brunson is the main focus. And what they were doing is they were double teaming him once he crossed the timeline. And that's what created all them damn turnovers. And they missed the damn foul shots. And, you know, I think they might let the foot off the pedal. And I think it came back to haunt them. And now, as far as games 2 is concerned, I knew they were going to make some adjustments. You can see the intensity on the defensive ends is real, a hell of a lot better. And I think that they're spacing up the floor a little bit better. I think Towns is, as Coach said, Mr. No-Show, he looks like he's showing up tonight. So I think it's going to be a good series. As of right now, I think the Knicks will definitely take tonight's game.
Okay, that's a good prediction. I'm not mad at it. Keith, let me get your thoughts on game one and what you've seen so far from the Pacers Knicks tonight.
This gonna be the best series in my opinion. We're gonna talk about the other series, but this is the best series in my opinion. I just feel like the Knicks can't keep up with the Pacers. Their pace is crazy. Once they get on, they're on. As you can tell, Neesmith had the heat check going. What, 6 straight threes? I don't know what meltdown was worse. Was it the Bucks meltdown, or was it the Knicks meltdown? I don't know which was worse. I might have to say the Knicks. There ain't no way you coming down 6 straight times and under 45 seconds left in the fourth and you shoot 6 threes. I don't know. Tibbs,
yeah, what was that stat for the Knicks? It's like 994 teams have been up 9 or more points with 45 seconds left, and all won. The Knicks are the one in 995.
I don't know. Tibbs got to do something about that rotation. Seven players. You only playing 7 players. Your main guys is going to be gassed, and that's what happened. Indiana runs. They're going to run them raggedy. And everybody, people say, oh, well, Brunson ain't clutch. Brunson ain't clutch. Yes, he is. He was tired. He had 40 points. What you mean he not clutch? They was trying to foul him out, too. He got in foul trouble. Him and Cat was in foul trouble. The Knicks won the game if OG and Cat made they damn free throws. The Knicks would have won out of there. But Halliburton came up. He pulled the KD, had his big toe on the line.
Yeah, they did miss some. They didn't even clutch free throws. They missed free throws early in the game too.
But towards the end, this is where the game is won at. At the line, they are free for a reason. Nobody in your face. Got the perfect form. You sink them. You win the game. That's what Ryan Howard did to Atlanta game against was Indiana the other night. She was on the free throw line, knocked down 2, game over. That's where they won at. But the Knicks gotta do something. They gotta try to slow this. They gotta try to slow this Pacer team down. Even when you think Halliburton not having a good game, he'll come back and bite you in the butt. He'll come back and bite you. So, but yeah, the Knicks got something on their hands. If they go up 2-0, I don't know, Knicks. You're gonna have to try to win some in Indy. But Indiana set the tone right, getting a win at the Garden, as electric as that place is. But yeah, they gotta figure out. Tibbs got to figure out something else with the rotation. You can't just keep playing the same 7 guys and playing your main starters for 40 minutes a night. So,
all right. So, Dante, let me get your thoughts on game one and what we're seeing so far from the Pacers and Knicks series.
It's nothing gonna change. If you go with those, if you playing with those 7 guys that you playing, you gonna go with them all. Series. So don't expect no change to happen. That's your role. That's been his rotation all year. You gonna stick with that rotation. So there's nothing gonna change when it comes to this right now. But other than that, the Pacers, like I said, they're a great offensive team. They're not a great defensive team whatsoever. But again, you're playing. If you're the Knicks, you just play within their hands. I mean, you're not going to beat the Pacers going score for score with them. You're just not going to do that. You're just not going to do that because that's what the Pacers been doing great all year. They score. They don't play great defense, but they score. They got too many good shooters on the team. And they not down their shot. They started that early in the game. Neesmith, man, he was just comfortable. He was just comfortable down the stretch. It's hard to beat a team when they're making 40% of their threes. That's accurate. It's hard to beat a team like that, and that's what the Pacers did. They also did not turn the ball over. They only turned it over 7 times, so they took very good care of the ball. And then they won at the free throw line. They shot 75%, while the Knicks shot 70%. The Knicks missed 12 free throws. You make those free throws, you win the game. Simple as that. If you make half of those free throws, but the Knicks also allowed them to shoot 51% too. So pretty much the Pacers was feeling it all game long. But again, if the Knicks think they're gonna win this game by trying to score with the Indiana Pacers, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win the series. They're trying to score. What the Knicks need to do, they need to play better defense. They need to do a better job of closing out games because you got to make it. You got to make it a half-court defense. You got to make it a defensive, tough, rugged battle for the Pacers. You cannot make it a high scoring game because that's within the Pacers' hands. They got too many good shooters. They got Neesmith who shoots high percentage from three. Halliburton shoots a high percentage from three. Obi Toppin has gotten better shooting the three ball. Miles Turner even shoots a high percent. That's too many guys. Mathurin, that's too many guys that can shoot way better than the New York.
About Nembhard.
And the only one that don't shoot really that well is McConnell. That's the only one that plays that really don't shoot that well, but everybody else can shoot. So if you try to make this a high scoring affair, the Pacers are gonna win the series. The only way you beating the Pacers, hey, you gotta keep the game slowed down. You gotta slow the game down. You gotta play better defense, and that's what the Knicks did not do in the last seconds of the game. In the last 2 minutes of the game, that's what they did not do. And they'll miss free throws by OG Anunoby. You know, he made one, but again, when he missed one, you left it open. You just left it open when you missed that free throw. So then the Pacers were able to capitalize over time. It was a possession in overtime. The Knicks had like 2 straight turnovers back to back, and the Pacers just capitalized on them. So you got to keep your turnovers down. And you just got to make.
We got somebody else up here with us tonight.
I thought that was somebody else.
Oh.
We got Mr. Cool McCain in the building.
You getting
Shout
ready?
out to Cool McCain.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? I'm the only one that ain't got no C name. That's not how you treat people. The 4 C's and a K.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, Key, but I mean, it's cool.
We'll let you stay around, Key. We still rock with you. We ain't gonna hold you in. What's going on, good people?
What's going on?
What's good?
Hey, cool, man. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Just partaking.
Since you're here, let me go ahead and get your thoughts. Let me get your thoughts on game 1 of the Pacers Knicks series and what you've seen so far from the game tonight.
The Knicks blew it. Like, the Knicks blew it. We could say the Pacers won it, but the Knicks blew it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of either team, but the Knicks blew it. That should be the Knicks game. They should have been up 1-0. They did choke. I mean, you know, I still think they're going to win the series, but because you have to build a lead to choke it away. And that's the thing. That's the point I think a lot of people don't look at. You got to be good enough to build that type of lead on a team to choke it away. You can't choke away a 4-point lead. Nobody's talking about choking away a 4-point lead. They just got to learn how to finish. And Jalen Brunson has to be a big part of that. Tonight, the Knicks have to, I haven't really watched the game yet, but tonight, the Knicks have to whoop your ass. You gave away a game, so the next game you got to come back and you got to whoop their ass. That's the only way you're going to get back in the series. I keep it simple.
And it's almost like the Knicks are doing what Dante was saying earlier. It seems like they're still trying to play Indiana's pace. They're not playing their game.
Can't play their pace at all. You're not going to beat them playing their pace. Playing that.
Never. Go Dante know what you're talking about
now.
Oh, yeah. Especially when it comes to the 76ers. I'm sorry, Key. I had to do it.
You do it yeah, I ain't do it this time. I ain't do it this time.
Oh, man. We're going to
cold-blooded. Rick James up in here. Rick James have slid up in the building.
Taking shots at me today. I ain't
heard
even do
comments,
nothing
predictions on it. Cool. Who you got winning? Who you got winning the series?
Knicks. Still got the Knicks.
Knicks.
I don't believe in I think the Knicks are going to have a turnaround point at some point in the series where they say we're gonna make them play our game, and that's when they're gonna take over.
All right. So I think everybody's picked the Knicks to win this series still.
That means they ain't gonna win.
Key, were you torn? You picked the Pacers, right?
No, I already said the Pacers in 6.
Okay, I feel confident now. Somebody
Yes,
got
okay.
not picked for me. Somebody got not picked.
I got the Knicks. I still got the Knicks. I still got.
So I guess my question would be, because I think we all said this series has to be a Cat series, and he's been doing pretty good this series. If the Knicks win, is there a chance that Cat is the conference finals MVP?
No way in hell. It's gonna be Brunson.
Yep.
Spicy Cat.
I mean, Cat gonna be do well.
Say,
Jalen Brunson's gonna be the guy. He's just gonna be the best player on the floor.
I call him Spicy Cat.
We got 5 more games to go though, maybe. So
Hey, cool. What you call Cat? What you call Carlton
Spicy
Town?
Cat.
Well, I'm gonna call Joel Embiid Pussycat then. That's what I'm gonna call him.
I miss you, coach. I miss you, my boy. I miss you, my boy. I'm just gonna say that. But I'm not gonna disagree either.
all right, comment. If it's the MVP, you think it's Brunson? If the Knicks win, is it Brunson's MVP?
Obviously you gotta go with Brunson, man. Mr. Clutch, 6-man, Clutch Player of the Year. You gotta go with him if they do win, without question. Because I mean, he's he's a spoon that stirs the tea. He's all that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Brunson.
All right. All right. So we discussed the Eastern Conference. We got to move over to the Western Conference. I think this series has kind of gone a little different than some people anticipated. The OKC Thunder and Minnesota Timberwolves. Seems like the Wolves have just been outclassing Minnesota from just dominating. Key, let me get your thoughts on the Wolves Thunder series. And what are you anticipating as far as winner and how many games?
They shoot the damn 3 too much. They live and die by this 3. Go attack the basket like y'all know how to attack the basket. That's what they got away from in game 1. They was attacking the basket in game 1. And then all of a sudden, here comes the second half. They want to rely on the 3-point shot. It wasn't falling. They're not falling. Even though the bench was a little better in the second game, but OKC is too deep. They play great defense. I don't know what the hell Anthony Edwards is doing. Randall, he's been having a good series so far. We all know French fry ain't doing nothing. So it's not looking good. It's not looking. It is not looking good for Minnesota. I at least gave him 2 games. Shoot, I might give him a gentleman sweep now. OKC in 5. I don't know.
You know what? I was thinking about that, and as far as Ant, if you notice, they're forcing him to take real terrible shots. I mean, he's shooting a lot of 3-pointers. I think he went 0 for 9 from the 3-point range last night. And what they're doing is they're double teaming him at any length, and then he's not getting any scoring from his fellow teammates. And Randall came up real sloppy last night. You know what I mean? Every time he got the ball, if you ever noticed, the defense was coming from the weak side, and they were popping the ball out of his hands, turnovers, and it just seems like OKC has the length, and then they got the man. GA he's a walking scoring machine. If you notice, he's been taking minimum of 15 foul shots per game thus far, so he's getting to the line. Whereas Anthony Edwards is not getting to the line as much. He's relying on that 3-point shot, whereas GA can do whatever he wants to do on the court, and he's going to the line if, in fact, he does miss. Whereas Edwards he shot 28 shots. I think he made 12, 28, and they're forcing him to take bad shots, and he's not getting any help from his teammates, and that's going to be a detriment to them. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it's going to be they'll get a couple, at least get 1 or 2 to save face. But right now, OKC, man, it's their year. You got to remember they were there last year as well, and it's going to be real tough for Minnesota right now. And so I'm definitely going with OKC on that one.
All right, cool. Let me get your thoughts.
I'm gonna say Timberwolves, Werewolves, Red Wolves. OKC in 6.
I missed you, Cole.
We all miss cool, man. Come on.
I missed y'all too, man.
All right. Dante?
Well, the key factor, Shea had 38, but the key factor, and I said this in the Denver game 7, Jalen Williams will have to be that secondary scorer. If he gets off, Denver don't have a chance to even win the game. And Jalen Williams got Craig, went off, and he continued that going into the Western Conference Finals. 26 points. Homegrown stepped up 22 points. But OKC we got to realize this was the number 1 defense throughout the whole season. This was the number 1 shooting team throughout the whole year. This was the number 1 offense throughout the whole year. So it's tough to beat a team like that. When they can do everything, it's tough. And when they can force you to do something that they don't want, you don't want to do, like Anthony Edwards, that's really tough. And plus, you take away Anthony Edwards, you basically take away the Timberwolves. You basically take away the Timberwolves as a whole when you take away him. So at the end of the day, they don't mind anybody else beating them. But because OKC can come right back down and they can bring out they the deepest. OKC is just the deepest team in the league. I mean, you go from the starting 5, you go to the bench, you bring out a whole nother 5. You bring out a Aaron Wiggins, you bring out a Isaiah Joe, someone that the Sixers really do know well about.
Yep.
They bring him out. They bring out Kendrick Williams. They bring out Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams. They got that's a whole starting 5, man. How many teams in the league got a whole starting 5 like that can come off the bench? And you got Caruso. And don't lose nothing. You can sit a whole. It's just like you can sit them down, and you got a whole nother 5, and you don't lose. You don't gain. You don't lose nothing. You don't lose nothing at all. You don't lose no energy on the defense. You don't lose no offense. All you got. If you keep Jalen Williams on the floor with them guys, that offense still won't miss a beat because you still got guys that can shoot the basketball as well. But other than that, they just too deep for Minnesota right now. They taking the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hand. Nobody else can do anything. Nobody else. OKC is taking away the drive. They can't get to the paint. So the only thing Minnesota can do is hope they shots going, that's not falling. But OKC, they getting too many possessions. They getting too many good possessions. They're not making the 3 very well, but they getting too many real good possessions. Plus, they can get to the free throw line. So other than that, they just too deep. I think right now is just, man, OKC is just the better team right now. They just look like they on cruise control right now.
And Mark Daigneault is out coaching Finch.
Yeah.
All around.
And when's the last time you saw the leading scorer in the league as good as a defensive ball player as SGA?
Have it.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
A real long time ago.
Well, as of right now,
Oh shit.
Mark, what you calling it, outcoached everybody. Mark Daigneault.
I know what that sound means.
He didn't outcoached everybody so far. In the league, he didn't outcoached everybody. Mark Daigneault just didn't outcoach everybody.
So I want to say before yesterday, when people said Mark Daigneault, I always say this dude sounds like somebody that got beat up since he was in elementary school. And he looks like it too, right? I can no longer say that because my new head coach looks like he got beat up in preschool.
Oh yeah, y'all keeping Alderman.
Oh.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
All right, well, Key, you just brought it up, so let's transition into it. Let's talk about it. Denver Nuggets did go ahead and sign Alderman as their head coach for the upcoming season. I think they took OKC to 7. Was it really a disappointing season? I mean, I think everybody figured OKC would win. Like, you know, it was a battle. Although, you know, Nuggets did kind of poop the bed in Game 7.
In Game 5.
Yeah.
In Game 2.
Call Michael Porter Jr. missed a no-show.
Well,
he really was out there with one arm.
Yeah, I will. I'm not. You know, I will get critical of Michael Porter Jr.
Man, remember, you got one job.
Oh, he ain't coming on.
He gonna take the Laker logo. He gotta remove that. He gotta remove that Laker logo. They got beat in 5. He gotta remove that. He gotta remove that off now, man. Come on.
Dennis Trump did say Lakers in 5.
You gotta remove that off.
Y'all done yet? Because last time I figured the Nuggets out of it, the Rockets out of it, San Antonio been out of it. Philadelphia didn't have a chance.
We didn't go homer. We didn't get beat in 5.
Didn't have a chance. So
hey, you can't hate on the Rockets though. They definitely overachieved this season.
Nobody won a series.
Hey, and Conman's Boston been out of it. Yeah,
you can't hate on nobody that won a series.
But Conman ain't a Boston fan. He a Laker fan like you is.
He knows that.
Oh, my bad. Hey, Conman switch up. You never know. You
cannot come on nobody talk about football.
I was about to say you can't talk about nobody switching.
You're not allowed to try to play that.
You're not allowed to try to talk. We didn't get beat in 5.
You can't talk about nobody switching up.
You didn't get beat in 5. We didn't get embarrassed. We didn't get embarrassed by Rudy Gobert. We didn't get embarrassed.
I've always been a Laker fan. I never switched.
You know what? Thank you, Coach, for bringing that up. Rudy Gobert was out there dominating the Lakers.
We didn't get embarrassed by that man right there.
Hey.
Man, Rudy Gobert gonna get a contract off that performance.
Rudy Gobert.
Hey, just wait till next year.
They're gonna sign Rudy Gobert the way he did this.
Yep. Hey, key best friend Rudy Gobert about to get a new contract.
That ain't my best friend. Y'all know I can't stand Gobert. Oh my God, he irks my nerves.
Hey, look at Cooper.
I mean, y'all have I've never seen people talk as much as y'all do, and y'all teams is at Cancun just like my team.
My team is very Cancun all-star break.
But you know what? The difference is
some people didn't go to Cancun. Some people were running around with people talking about they was gonna win in 5 games, losing 5 games.
Exactly.
Yo, I never said that.
That's
though.
The difference. It doesn't matter what you said. It matters what y'all's greatest LeBron lover said.
But guess what? At the end of the day, we at Cancun, we just counted our 17, shining under the trophies and everything. That's what we're doing. Some teams. Hey, Chris Paul can't say that. Joel Embiid can't say that. I mean,
he said Joel Embiid can't say
that. You know what's the crazy part? Oh, well, no, I'm not mind. I was about to say,
well, let's talk about a team that's recently won a championship still. We're going to stick with Denver. We're going to get off them Lakers. Cool, as a Denver fan.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all going to rebuild mode?
No, sir.
You think Jamal Murray sticking around? Michael Porter Jr. staying? What we going to do?
I believe Michael Porter Jr. is going to end up being traded. I like the fact that he got out and had some good games with one arm. And I think that hopefully will drive his value up a little bit. But I think he's got to go because you have to find money to go and re-sign bench players. The problem that we're having is not the starting 5. The problem that we're having is we don't have enough on the bench because between our dumb head coach, who got fired, thankfully, refusing to develop the young talent, and our dumb general manager allowing all of our veteran bench depth that helped us win a championship in 2 years, almost all of them are gone. That's a problem. So we fix those issues. Nikola Jokic is still one of, if not the best players in the NBA. Jamal Murray, at least for, I'd say, 3 or 4 games a series, can be that Jamal Murray that you need to win. Aaron Gordon has stepped up, right? I think the thing of Christian Brown playing really well. So I think the starting 5 is strong and solid. Your problem comes in once you get past like a CJ Watson, maybe a Julian Strawther. We didn't develop anyone on the bench. So you're going out there playing against teams that are playing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people, and you're playing 7 people for a season and the playoffs. And you only got to 7 once Adelman took over, because when you get beat up in elementary school, you realize that you want the young guys to play, you want the depth to play. So he started getting other guys involved and trying to, correct some of those things, but he didn't have a lot of time. So I don't think a rebuild is needed, but a retooling of the bench is what's needed.
Can I go, please?
Nope.
Oh, Lord.
Tom, man. I was just messing. Go ahead, Freddie.
Make him wait.
See, one thing I don't know if y'all know, I love. What's up, cool? How you doing, bro? I like getting under the skin. It's real easy to do, and I
Really
think
not.
this comment
Federico
here is
thinks he's
about to
got the
really.
code. He has no code.
Okay, well we're gonna see.
Don't come here messing up our vibe.
Hey, I'm
That's
being
what he
me.
does. That's
I'm
what he
being
tries to
me.
do.
I'm
Because that's all
being
Freddie,
he
you
has.
was doing good now. You
He's a
was
Lakers fan. That's
talking
all he
facts
has.
now. Now you about to go
All he
to
has
your
is to mess
blast
up other
whistle.
people's vibes.
Hey,
All right,
Tom
look,
man's a Laker fan. You'll never kill the vibe.
You got one dude that's like 75 years old still trying to play. You got another dude that plays less defense than we do.
cool.
So
You
all he
don't
can
want
do
to
is say
go
what
there. You
everybody else
don't want to
does.
go there. I
He
promise
knows
you.
he's not
You
gonna win
don't. You don't. Listen.
You know he's
Look,
not
I'm
gonna
gonna
win.
tell you what's wrong with the Denver Nuggets. I'm gonna tell you.
Nathan.
First of all, before we
Nathan.
get into the Denver Nuggets, I hear everybody talking about how the Joker is the next version of LeBron James. In what world?
Who said
In
that?
what world?
that?
I'm hearing it all on the news.
That's never been said by anybody in
Hold
life.
on. Hold
You are
on.
in a group with crackheads
Hold
telling
on.
you that.
They was even talking about this on First Take, but I'm gonna.
No, they were not.
educate.
They were probably saying that Joker's the best in the league. That's it.
No, they compared him to LeBron. They says he's the closest player that can play had that playing style. No, because we've seen LeBron make nobody's better. We just heard Cool McCain come on here talking about some people, some scrubs. If the Joker was really that dude, he will elevate those dudes to be the next guy. That's all I'm saying. But the things that the
That is a
Denver
horrible take.
So they
Because
they lost
LeBron James is
because
not
of Joker's
elevating
fault?
nobody nowhere because
How?
y'all went home in 5 games in the first round. So your own take don't make sense because your guy that you
We ain't talking about right now. LeBron's at 40
We're not
years
talking
old. This
about
is
LeBron
not his
because you
team.
brought LeBron because you said they compared LeBron to Joker.
They do.
So we're gonna talk
They
about
do.
what LeBron do. He don't elevate nobody. And he's
How
supposed to be the
come?
best
Do
player in
you
the league.
remember the finals when he took
Do
Jordan
you remember
Clarkson?
the season before that?
We're not
Do you
talking about
remember
the
the
final.
season
Talking
before
about
that?
now.
Do you remember the season before that? None of these seasons did they win.
What about the
He
Cleveland
won
team
all
that
the
he
seasons.
said should have went to the finals? What about that year?
What about when? When they should have went to the finals?
Well, they went to the finals and they had no business being in the final. I believe like 07, somewhere around in there. What about that team?
LeBron wasn't there in 07. So what are
I'm
we
talking about in Cleveland.
Okay.
He was 17 years old.
But he was still taking guys to the finals,
in the
elevating
in
them,
a weak
making them
Why
better
are we
than what
talking
they
about
were.
something
in a
happened in
weak Eastern
2007, Freddie? It's
You see,
2025.
Freddie
Okay.
has to find a way to
You're right.
love on LeBron.
Freddie,
Coach Dante.
is
He
Denver
had to
going to
find a way to love
rebuild?
on LeBron.
Do you think Denver needs to rebuild or just stick with what they got?
Hold on. Coach
Answer-
Dante, I got to
you
ask you a
gotta answer.
question.
Yo,
Am I right or wrong? Did LeBron James make Timothy Mozgov look better than what he was and force the Lakers to overpay him?
all Timothy Mozgov got was money. But yeah,
But LeBron made him look better, correct?
LeBron James, yeah. And then when he
Okay.
went to the Lakers, he wasn't
17-year-old
good.
LeBron James made him look
He
Exactly.
wasn't good.
Okay, then.
That was young.
I just had-
Young LeBron. We talking about young LeBron.
Not 30-year-old LeBron James.
We ain't talking about like
17-year-old
86-year-old
LeBron James.
LeBron. We ain't talking about 86-year-old LeBron right
No,
now.
he's old now. We
Yeah.
talking about
We
that.
talking
Of
about
course.
that dude. We
But
ain't talking about
the thing is,
we talking about the best player in the NBA right now.
Because
Joe.
if you take Nikola Jokic off of the Denver Nuggets, they're not making the playoffs.
so the question is, they need to rebuild, Chris.
No, they
They
don't.
need to
If
rebuild.
Joker not on the Denver Nuggets, they not even the playoff.
No,
You
they
can
don't.
question they in a playoff team.
Oh, they're a lottery team without Jokic. Come
All
on.
they
They're
need to
not
do
even a
is get a
playing
bench.
team.
You take them
All
away.
the Nuggets need to do is get a bench. But those
Hey.
people that don't understand that you need a second unit don't understand that. And obviously, Freddie's basketball knowledge doesn't go that deep. So that's
Chris, they need to rebuild. Chris,
If it doesn't go that deep, it
Chris.
doesn't go that deep.
Chris, they need to
It is what it
rebuild
is.
for this reason only. They're not the Lakers. They're not the Knicks. They're not Boston. They're not these high market teams that can afford it. They're the Joker's getting paid how much? And
Oh,
Gordon's getting Jamal Murray's
Let
getting paid how
me
much?
correct another inconsistency in Freddie's argument here while we're doing it live real time. There is a solid salary cap for everybody. There is a luxury tax for everybody. Level 1, there's a luxury tax level 2. Once you get the luxury tax level 2, you can sign no one else. It doesn't matter if you're in LA, Boston, Atlanta, New York, Philadelphia. It doesn't matter if you're in Mogadishu, Zimbabwe. It's set in stone player. It doesn't matter.
Y'all got cool.
But at the end of the
It
day,
doesn't matter
but at the end of the day,
who has
the
more
Joker's
money.
getting the bulk
Because
of
at
that
the end of the
money.
day, everybody
Jamal
has a
Murray's getting the
hard
bulk
cap.
of that money. They cannot. That is the reason why they had to cut the trimmings of a Katavius Caldwell
but
Pope,
Denver,
a
but
Bruce
Denver
Brown,
No,
not
they
in,
had to cut the
a
trimmings
Jeff
of
but
the
Green.
Denver
Katavius
not in
Caldwell
cap
Pope.
hell though. Like the
They're
Lakers
not.
are. Y'all can't get
Nowhere near.
nobody.
Let me,
The
yeah.
Lakers not capped down. What are you talking about, Key? Go do the research.
Well, you
Where's
need to do
where's
the
the big
research
man
on
at?
Denver because you're completely incorrect.
We had when we had Anthony Davis. We traded for
Nah,
Ripken
where's the big
mid-season.
man at? What happened to Mark Williams? Oh yeah, he couldn't pass his physical.
Yeah, he was hurt. He's damaged goods. We don't need him. He's a bum. I'm glad we didn't get him.
Everybody you got that's supposed to be playing center must be a bum then. Because
But
Y'all should have wished he wasn't hurt because Mark Williams is actually a good player. Yeah, he's a solid player. He actually could have helped y'all again.
We didn't
no,
want
he's not
him.
a good player.
We
He's a
didn't want him.
bum, Coach Dante. He's a bum.
Huh?
We didn't want him.
He said
Coach
Will
Dante.
Frederick. He's a bum.
Yeah. He actually a good solid player. But people like Fred don't. People like Fred don't want him.
Coach Dante, we didn't
They
want
rather, you know what you rather do? You rather go with a person that ain't played in 3 months with a broken foot, and all he can do is shoot the ball on side of the damn backboard. That's all
Coach
he can do.
Dante. Coach
That's all
Dante,
he really do.
help is on his way. I don't know who it is, but help is on his way. Daniel Gafford,
Lakers fans been saying that
Miles
about 4 years,
Turner,
baby.
help is on his way. Mitchell Robinson, help is
Key,
on his
should
way.
Denver rebuild?
Heck yeah.
Key.
Oh, they done.
Buddy, you already said they don't need to rebuild. They just need a bench. You got to get rid of Michael Porter Jr., who's not helping anymore. So in that finals run, yes, Michael Porter Jr. was contributing. I don't know what the hell happened the last 2 seasons. Last year, his whole brothers was getting in trouble. He had one go to jail, one get kicked out the league, one was doing something else. The man had issues. Lord, he had family problems. He was worried about his brothers. The whole family was crumbling in front of his face. He couldn't concentrate. This year, I don't know what the hell was wrong with him. Broken on one arm, couldn't make consistent shots. He's standing in the corner, just waiting for the three to come in, and it wasn't shooting, it wasn't falling. He's like, okay, let me shoot myself out this hole. 0-16 later, you can't do that. So Michael Porter Jr. got to go. Get some bench pieces. We all know what Westbrook's going to do. Westbrook is Westbrook. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Westbrook did play. He did have a good season coming off the bench.
Up until the playoffs, he
did what Chris Paul normally do: fade in the playoffs.
Anyway.
Key, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's Dante. I don't know. He's making me do this joke. You mad at Michael Porter for playing because you ain't used to somebody playing hurt. Because we know in Philly, if that person get hurt, if he sneeze wrong, he's sitting out.
You question if he want to play.
You notice every time that the Lakers lose, LeBron got a hamstring or a groin or something.
Well, ain't never heard until after the game. That's crazy.
You know they always win, they lose.
We
got his injury.
Jumping over everybody.
That's why he
get eliminated. And my finger was broken.
Because you're 50. They ain't got to do with no groin. It's because you're 50.
Listen. I'm gonna answer the question correctly. Jamal Murray. Why everybody?
No, you already answered. You already had a chance.
Like he's that dude. But I mean, he'll have 1 or 2 good games. But other than that, when he's going against any other team in the West, he will never be the best point guard. He'll never be the best point guard.
You don't need to have the best point guard.
I don't think he ever wanted to be.
No, I'm just saying, like if you that dude, like for one, he is the reason why the Joker has to do so much. Everything has to go through the Joker. Jamal Murray don't take no pressure off the Joker. Who else? Why Jamal Murray needs to come help? Yes, he scores, but what about facilitate and make it easier for the others? Why not make it easier for Michael Porter Jr.? Why not make it easier for Aaron Gordon?
You can't make it no easier for Michael Porter Jr. The man stand in the corner and shoot threes. You can't make it no easier than that.
He's a 3-and-D guy. That's all he does. He don't do nothing else. You ever see Michael Porter Jr. go to the hole? No, he stands in the corner.
Why can't he? Because that's the offense. Everybody sits in the corner and wait for the Joker to create the play.
He's a 3-and-D guy. That's what they do.
He was the offense under Michael Malone, but Malone's fired, so we can't say that Adelman is going to have the exact same offense because I didn't see the same offense once he took over. They were moving the ball. Different guys.
Maybe that's the problem.
Different guys were moving. But what happened was all these things happened later in the season, and you can't win the playoffs just like last year when we lost last year. You can't win the playoffs if you don't have depth. Once you get to the playoffs, you can't play 7 people. You can't play 6 people. You
I
have to
disagree
have
on that. I disagree on that.
But champions don't play 7 people.
OKC is really the only team we've ever seen really play 10 in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they got a bench.
Indiana plays 10.
Okay, who else?
We played 10 in the year we won a championship.
Yeah, because y'all had a bench. Y'all had Bruce Brown. Y'all had Colwell Pope. Y'all had Uncle Jeff over there. Y'all had a bench.
Yep, we had 10. We went 10 deep.
What about Boston?
Pritchard, they ain't got no bench.
Okay, and they won a championship.
Let's see.
Milwaukee.
They had 2 bigs. I forgot the other dude's name. The Caucasian dude that he didn't really score a lot. Tice or whatever his name was. It was somebody they had.
Yeah.
Then they had Porzingis when he was available.
Which is never. He just like Joel Embiid.
But he did play in the championship run last year.
He did. That first game, he had 20. I was like, oh, Porzingis is back.
I mean, they have depth. They go at least 8, 9 deep.
No, they about a good 7 or 8, but they're not 10.
Okay, 7 or 8 still
deep
right now.
What about Milwaukee?
Milwaukee was deep their championship year.
I know the 2020 Lakers wasn't.
Oh, you talking about the bubble team?
The same team that everybody was a part of. Yeah, that team.
Yeah, the bubble team.
Yeah, the team that everybody was a part of, that nobody wanted that smoke. Everybody was ready
All
to
right.
leave.
So earlier today, all NBA teams were announced.
Mm-hmm.
On the all NBA third team, we had Tyrese Halliburton, Karl Anthony Towns, Cade Cunningham, James Harden, and Jalen Williams from the Thunder. The Jalen. I mean, we know which Jalen it is, but
yeah, that's J-Dub.
James Harden stole somebody's spot.
On third team?
On third team.
Who are you giving it to?
Well,
you know what? We'll come back to that. We'll go in a second, and we'll list everybody else and see. So we know you got Harden off on third.
Mm-hmm.
All NBA second team: Jalen Brunson, Evan Mobley, Anthony Edwards, Wardell Stephen Curry, LeBron James. All NBA first team: reigning MVP, current MVP, SGA, Jokic, Giannis, Jason Tatum, and Donovan Mitchell.
Take Tatum off. Brunson need to be on the first team.
LeBron should be on the third team. Jaylen Brown should be on the second team.
Anthony Edwards should be on the first team, bro.
In what world?
You know. You said LeBron should be on the third team. I just got on.
In what world? This dude was a top 6 MVP candidate at year 40, in age 40, in year 22. What are we talking about?
But it's not 22, it's 25.
He's 40. Top 6 MVP.
That's why he could be on the third team.
Hey, he didn't say he shouldn't be on the team. He said he should just be bumped down.
Cool McCain, bro. Get off that jungle juice, bro.
Get off that LeBron loves you.
Get off that jungle juice, because you own something, man.
I wish I had some jungle juice. That sounds good right about now.
So, are we all good on first team? SGA? No, wait. Yeah, SGA,
no, I don't think he
Giannis,
would have been on there.
I think Anthony Edwards should have been on first team, really.
I do think
who are you replacing?
I'm placing him with Tatum.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that.
I think Jalen Brunson need to be on there.
Who do you replace him with? Who are you replacing?
Jason Tatum.
You can't replace Jason Tatum with Jalen Brunson. I don't like that. I don't like that replacement.
Hey, Jalen Brunson is
not an apples for apples replacement.
Now think about it, it's not a playoffs thing. This is all,
No, I know, but I'm saying you're taking a guy that's like a big guard, you're replacing him. I don't like that move.
Con man, say the same thing I said. Cool will agree with it. Con man, say that you want Jalen Brunson on the first team, then Cool McCain will agree just because I said it.
I agree with it. See, the problem is Freddie thinks he has more of a what's the word I'm looking for here? He thinks he has more of an impact than he does. That's the problem. Freddie thinks he's 2017 LeBron James, but he's 2035 LeBron James.
Who, Jalen Brunson?
No, Freddie Henderson.
Oh no! I'm Kobe Bean Bryant. What you talking about?
Oh Lord, that is man. Rest in peace.
You don't want to be Kobe right now.
Well. Rest in peace, Mom.
You don't want to be Kobe Bean Bryant right now. But I'm just saying.
All right. So what about second team? We keeping Brunson. Keeping Brunson, Mobley, Edwards, Curry,
I have a
LeBron.
problem Curry being on
LeBron
there.
should be on third.
Cool said LeBron's off. You got a problem with Curry?
Yeah,
Who you replacing?
Curry.
Who are you replacing him with?
Who's on the third team again?
Tyrese, Cade Cunningham, James Harden, Jalen Williams.
I'm putting the Cat on the second team. He had a great regular season down there in New York. He played different. He showed to me, Steph Curry
Yeah.
is not get cooking.
He's replacing a shooting guard with a power
Jimmy
forward.
Butler.
It's positionless now, though.
I know. I'm just saying though. Just think
Yeah.
about what we're saying. So we're replacing a shooting guard with a power forward, or a point guard, a combo guard with a
Actually,
power forward.
Doing that makes a little bit more sense because then you have Brunson and Edwards as your guards. Mobley and LeBron is, and then so I see where Freddie's coming from if you're going to position wise, but Freddie's probably doing it just to hate.
Yeah, it's definitely it's Freddie. I do think James Harden should be off, and I think LeBron should be on third team, and I think
Why?
Jaylen Brown should be on the second
How's
team.
he third team? Cool. How?
Because I see him as a top 15 player in the NBA now.
That's not an insult.
It's not about what you
Father
see.
Time is undefeated. Father Time is starting to catch up with
Hold on. We
LeBron
talking
now.
about last year's season.
You asked me a question, I answered the question, and before I can even finish, you're jumping in with your LeBron love rebuttal. Father Time catches up with everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Irvin Magic Johnson, Larry Joe Bird, you name them. Isaiah Thomas. Father Time is undefeated. LeBron has fought a great battle with Father Time, and I give him his props for that. But Father Time is fucking up.
Con, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
And I want you to answer the question instead of giving an opinion of what you think. We talking about evidence of what you saw this year in his game. Did you see LeBron James drop significantly where there's 15, well, let's say you put up 10 more players better than him?
I don't think his game dropped significantly as far as 10 players. I could probably name 10 that had a better year than him this year.
Okay, let's name them.
That's sacrilegious, Con, man. How dare you
Hey,
say
guess what? Of course, anybody that losing, anybody that losing 5 is gonna try. Is gonna anybody that losing 5.
Can we get to your comment rant over the Lakers season this year?
Yeah, you wasn't here when he did it. He ran it already.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn good one. If I do say.
I actually caught that one. That was.
What was his rant?
You gotta go back and watch it.
You got to go back and check that one out. I
You
gotta
gotta
see
see the
that.
whole thing. Yeah, you
Chris,
gotta go
send
watch
it to
it.
me.
Go through the whole thing.
It's not bad as Jonathan's, is it?
No.
So Con's rant was actually entertaining rant.
Yeah, his was entertaining. Jonathan's rant, it wasn't a crash out. Con didn't crash out like Jonathan did.
Would he ran in the bike? Would he ran in the bike, Key?
Huh?
When he ran in the bike, what Jonathan ran in the bike?
Oh, them Lakers losing.
Believe it or not, I wasn't mad because I didn't expect much this year. This next year. Now if they lose next year, then I'll be mad.
That's fair. They need time to. You got to have time to get everything together. That's fair.
Man, ain't no Laker fan trying to hit that. You got a top 5 player at this position, Luka, and you got LeBron. One no real Laker fan trying to hear all that.
You see, he left.
Oh, right. See where the game is right now. Last I looked, the Pacers were up. Let's check on it real quick. Pacers up 78-77, a minute 18 left in the third quarter. It's like my man Halliburton's had another good game. Do y'all think that when Tyrese Halliburton was called overrated, did that shift? Did that like do something to him? And did y'all see a shift? Or has he always just been this player? And it's just now he's on he's in a playoffs. People are watching him. Dante, I ain't heard from Common in a minute. Common, what you think about Tyrese Halliburton?
My thoughts of him haven't changed at all. Like you said, Indiana has how many times they play on national TV? So a lot of people didn't get a chance to really see him and what he does and what he's been doing. He started off the year, kind of slow. You know what I mean? And he had a lot of expectations on him. And the reason why people gave him the hard time is because he didn't get no rhythm in the Olympics. So that's what I think brought a lot of people's opinion of him. But anybody who knows the game, who follows the game like I do, you see the impact he's made on the team. And if y'all know, my man's making he's getting the bag. So obviously Indiana knows how valuable he is to the team. Just now it's on a bigger platform. But I mean, if you notice, if you go back and check out his stats and how many game winners he's done or how much of an impact he's made, how many games he went without a turnover? I mean, if you look at all the things that he's done to make his plays better around him, my opinion of him has not changed at all because he's just doing it on a bigger platform.
Key, what's your thoughts?
No, I don't think highly overrated. You see how good he was when he was with Sacramento. We started off. Not going to talk about how Daryl Morey could have had him and traded Ben Simmons, but it's okay. God, we make
just the thing. Isn't it sad though that like every conversation we have, no matter what, we can always trace it back to Morey or the Sixers blowing it somehow.
It's just sad because
that's wild.
Front office is incompetent. But anyway, no, Halliburton's a good player. He can shoot. He can defend. He can facilitate. He's an all-around player. Definitely not overrated in my opinion. Yes.
Freddie, what do you think on Halliburton? Is he overrated?
To me, he is the point guard that makes the others better. He sets the tempo. He reminds you of I'm not comparing him, but a smaller version of Magic Johnson that can shoot. And what I mean by that, he gets the ball. He's looking to push the pace. He's getting guys open shots, but he can also light you up. He's consistent at the 3-point shot, like consistent. But I think the reason why they call him overrated is because he got that little dog in him. Y'all seen him the other night. He thought it was a 3-point shot. He hit the little Reggie Miller's little choke shot. I'm like, oh, man, you better win the game. Because if you lose that game, the national media is going to kill you. Like, you can't do that and lose. Thank God he won the game. But, yeah, I think I love Tyrese Halliburton. I would definitely love him to be my point guard. See, Cool McCain, that's the type of point guard Denver needs to take that next level. Somebody to make the others better.
Stay on topic, Freddie.
I am on topic.
He can't stay on topic. He's too busy trying to be what he's not, and that's a real analyst. He can't stay on topic.
Cool. Let me get your thoughts on Tyrese Halliburton.
So there's 2 points. Khan made one, which is very good. The Olympics, a big platform. He doesn't really get the opportunity, so people don't get to see him on a worldwide stage really cooking. Also, Sacramento was not a team that was on TV a lot, right? Then you go to Indiana, their team is not on TV a lot until the last couple of years. I do think it lit a fire under him to be called overrated, but I will agree that he is a guy that has always played well. He's not a guy that you look at and say, this dude don't know how to play basketball. Freddie made some great points until he can't stay on topic. He is more of a traditional point guard. I wouldn't say to the level of a Magic Johnson. I think that's a little gregarious. Maybe like a better shooting Penny Hardaway type player. More so than like a Magic Johnson.
That's a great
I think that there's also the point of the team. Indiana, with that depth, you don't play as many minutes. You don't get as many shots because they're more share the ball, spread the ball team than a Tyrese Halliburton is supposed to be our guy. Make sure he has MVP numbers. So I think those things work against you in the eyes of casuals, guys that don't really pay attention to the league. Now you're seeing him on a playoff stage. You're like, oh man, this guy's pretty good, and he is. I don't think that I would go as far as to saying that he's one of the best point guards. I think he's more of a very good combo guard because I don't think we have really many actual point guards in the league anymore. I think your boy Chris Paul is one of the last true point guards we have. I think we have a lot of guys who can play the point and quote unquote facilitate, but they're scorers. and they either play defense and shoot, or they slightly facilitate in place of defense and shoot. But they're not like, my first thing is to make sure everyone else around me is better. That's not what's happening now. You got guys that are saying, let me get my 25, 30, and I get y'all some within there. I think that's more of a lot of the point guards in the NBA now. I think Halliburton is one of the better of the current crop, but that's just because we don't have real point guards anymore. And
that's very true. And honestly, that's one reason I am a Chris Paul fan. I've always liked the traditional point guard mode where it's, let me get you your 15. I'd rather get 12 assists and score 6 points and we win. If I need to get 20, I'll do it. And and Halliburton does play like that. He's going to probably get at least 15, but he's definitely going to try to make your team better. Dante, let me get your thoughts on Halliburton. If you think he's overrated or agree with that.
I always thought he was a solid point guard. I always thought he was a very good point guard. The moment he came out of Iowa State, he was valued, like he was always valued just as that top lottery pick. But the problem, the one problem that the scouts said that he was going to have trouble with, he may have to tweak his shot a little bit because his shot was kind of awkward. And he did
an ugly shot. I'm surprised I heard nobody talk about it.
A lot in college and Iowa State, he made it a lot. But Sacramento did probably the worst thing they could have ever done, and that's why I say this is what dumb organizations always do. Well, that's why this team, that's why Sacramento will always do stuff. Never probably win a championship. They do the same shit that Philly do all the time. How you let go? How you not let go? But when you did let him go, but you let him go too goddamn late. Instead of not letting go Davion Mitchell and keeping Halliburton, you let Halliburton walk. You let Halliburton go. You decide to trade Halliburton for Sabonis. Which Sabonis is a very good player. He's a very good player. But at the end of the day, Halliburton, I'm gonna just tell you that Halliburton, they immediately make the playoffs when this man, he immediately turns into an all-star. The first game with the Pacers, he immediately drops 50. He immediately makes the playoffs. The next 2 years where he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe the NBA Finals. This man, he's always been a great playmaker. He's always been a great shooter. He always was being able to be a team leader, make guys better. He always been like, even if he was in Iowa State, he was always that type of player. But this is like dumb organizations. I mean, like Sacramento, Philly, Hornets. They continue to do the same goddamn mistakes every single year. I really just don't really understand it. Now we understand Ben Simmons was horrible, but the Sixers got no better even without him. So that's even worse. That's even worse. No better without the man. No better without the man. That's why the Hornets and Sacramento, yes, they did make the playoffs for 1 year. Now that comes in a band because again, Aaron Fox the 2 years after that, hey, you might even have to come out Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan. Now you going back into a shit show all of a sudden. Philly, it won't be long for they do it. It won't be long for they even.
They already did. What you talking about? Look this year.
In Charlotte, they gonna stay doing that. They gonna stay doing
it. Charlotte gonna give everybody up but Melo.
They gonna stay.
No, Charlotte gonna give everybody up but Brandon Miller.
That's why I don't understand about stupid organizations.
And it's one of the young boy they like a lot here in Charlotte. They talk about, but if I was them, I would trade LaMelo and get what I can because he'll never stay healthy anyway.
Can I ask y'all a question? I'm being serious. Being serious.
Wait, before you do that, hold your thought because I want to stay on this subject. Because Dante brought it up, I was going to ask about it. We can say it now, but for when it happened up until probably last week, that was kind of still a good trade. The Sabonis Halliburton trade. There really wasn't a clear winner.
What you call it? Pacers aced it though. They aced it. They got the way better. They got the.
We can say it now, but when it first happened, it was a good move.
It was a solid move, but again, Tyrese Halliburton turned into a stud. He turns into a star, like literally a star player with the Pacers and an all-star in 2 Eastern Conference Finals. In Sacramento made the playoffs. They came back the very next year, didn't make it. Now look what they doing this year. Look what they did this year. De'Aaron Fox is out of there.
I have a question.
De'Aaron Fox will win a ring next year, but that's story for another time. All right, Freddie, what was your question?
So if we look over time, and I guess maybe the last 10 years or however long, I guess probably the last one was probably the Steve Nash or Jason Kidd. Why do you guys think point guards that facilitates first, like the Chris Paul, like that style of point guard? Why do you believe, and they're the main player, why do you believe they don't win championships versus these combo guards that can do both? As of recent, I know back in the day they did, but recently.
But
AAU.
honestly, outside of Steph, what guard is winning?
AAU. That's what happened. You can't get noticed. You can't get recruited if you can't drop 20, 25 points a game in AAU. You don't go out to AAU and they say, "Oh man, this kid, John Robinson, man, he's really great at, he takes a couple of shots, he has a high percentage, but he's real smart. He passes the ball well, he makes the team better." They don't want those guys. They don't care about those guys. So you don't practice those skills. You practice what people want.
That's very
The
true.
NBA game has changed of the way of a Chris Paul or Zeke and them. The game has definitely changed. If you know, it's going into the analytics. I think that's taking a major impact on the way the NBA is played, the way they scout, the way they do what they do. It's all based on analytics, which I think it should be based on more of the eye test. When you start going to damn analytics, that thing, it changes the whole concept and changes the whole, I guess, the landscape of how the NBA was and how it is. That it's the changing of the NBA.
I think we got to give them some credit though, because we look at this playoffs, y'all. Like we're getting a version of traditional playoffs. Look at right now. You have OKC to have two bigs. Minnesota, they have two bigs. Indiana, Miles Turner. New York, you know, you have Carson Town, but look at Mitchell Robinson, who's having a big impact on this game, just on
Yeah.
rebounding the basketball on basketball.
And none of them have a traditional point guard.
That's true.
I think one thing that these playoffs are showing too is teams are dying by the three too much now. Maybe we'll start transitioning away from it. We saw Boston. That's what hurt Boston. The three, they lived by it. It worked for them. But
Minnesota's going through it right now.
Minnesota's doing it right now. Yeah, I mean,
it's a sexy play.
Seeing Middy's come back, which is great.
Yeah. Minnesota playing a juggernaut too, though. They playing a juggernaut. Just
ain't nobody beating OKC, bro.
I'm playing a buzz. They just playing a buzzsaw. They just run into a pit bull. That's all they do.
But I think
all OKC ever needed was to get a little bit more seasoning.
That's all they
needed to throw them in a pot, throw some seasoning in there, and cook them up. When they've been simmering for a couple of years, they're good now.
They was halfway season last year. They were halfway season last year when they made it.
They put their ham hock in there this offseason. They put the top on it.
I remember talking to Cool a few years ago, and he called OKC. He called Houston being up next too.
Yeah.
So I think we all can agree though, and I'm gonna say it: the days of Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, Chris Paul, they're nice, but this is a young man's game now, and these young cats,
it's changed.
They are coming and taking it, and it's their league now.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like
it's definitely a YN league now.
What does YN mean? I don't even know what that means. What does it mean?
I'll tell you off air.
Can't tell me now.
No, I'll tell you off air.
Young Negro.
Okay. I'll be seeing Chris say that. I'll be like, what does that mean?
Freddie, you're a YN technically.
No, I'm old, bro.
You ain't up to that shit. You YN, bro.
I brought out a great beard. I brought out huh?
What are you, 24?
No.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
You are not.
I am.
Oh my God, I feel old up here. Jesus.
30, he's still a YN though.
Yeah, you still a YN.
Hey, Fred, what did Chase? What number Chase had Joel Embiid at? What number Chase had?
Huh?
What number Chase had Joel Embiid?
What number?
He had him. Remember we said he had him number 10.
Bro, it's been a minute, bro. I don't remember. Hey, that Key. I think Key's accepting it now. She's like, you know what?
Like I said, I've been over Joel. He can go for all I care.
Key, join a new team. Get out of purgatory. Get out of purgatory.
I will always be a Sixers fan, but I just can't ride Joel no more.
Go to Houston or something. Get out of. Get out.
We may be cursed and Key come over here. We may They trade. Hey,
Coach Dante, tell the people the Charlotte.
Ben Simmons gave them something.
They already bad anyway.
Hey, Coach.
Ben Simmons gave them some of the problems. They still ain't got better without him.
Coach, they can't get, but hey, it can't get no worse than Chris Paul did, though. It can't get no worse than Chris Paul.
They turned on Tobias Harris so quick. He made the playoffs with the Pistons.
That is crazy. And he played good this year.
He did great this year.
You know why? That's because JV Bickerstaff know how to use them.
But hey,
Yeah, but they changed coaches too. So what really is the problem in Philly? They've changed coaches. They've changed.
I'm gonna tell you why. They are cursed. Just like how the Dallas Cowboys is cursed, a black cat running around that franchise. It's going on in Philadelphia. That's because Josh Harris don't care about the Sixers. He worries about the Commanders.
The Sixers are just like the damn Cowboys too in the NBA, bro.
Hey, Coach Dante, they have so much talent, but I'm up short every year.
Y'all saw Paul George said that next year he's gonna be back on it.
Man,
he gonna be back on that podcast. That's what he gonna be.
If he don't retire,
back on a brace.
He gonna retire, bro. He retire. He just go ahead and acknowledge that he's a part-time player. Because he can't keep stealing people's money, paying 30 games a year.
All that money. And on that podcast, put it on that podcast.
You gonna waste on that podcast,
Hey, Chris, check this out. Paul George left old injured reserve Kawhi Leonard just to go join that injured reserve.
right.
But the worst part is he is the old injured reserve dude.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, they had a whole mercy room in the Sixers locker room.
Well, no, Joel was late to happen.
You know what'd be crazy though? Since we're talking about Paul George, if Indiana and OKC meet in the finals.
Oh, he was on both of them teams
in his prime.
Yeah.
Is Paul George a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely not.
No.
You know what? The NBA.
They may. I'm gonna say the NBA may consider him second ballot.
Yeah, he ain't first ballot.
Paul George is the guy who would have been a monster if it wasn't for like these devastating injuries, though. For real, I think he was real nice until he started having them devastating injuries.
Yeah,
that leg injury in the Indies, what did it?
He had the ankle injury. Yeah, he just kind of never recovered as the same player.
I mean, in his defense, though, he had the same issue Toronto had. LeBron, like, won't nobody passing LeBron in the East.
That's true too. That is true. Especially when he went to Miami. You weren't getting over him in the East when he went to Miami.
Yeah, no.
And it's a tough call when you play for so many damn teams. I think the Hall of Fame looked at that and
So Conman,
perfect timing, sir. Perfect timing.
So Conman, are you saying that Kevin Durant is barely on the line? Because let's just be real.
Yeah, Kevin Durant will be a Hall of Famer.
Well, let me ask you this: do we deserve
Kevin
it?
Durant got 2 rings.
He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he deserves. Yeah.
KD got 2 rings.
I'm gonna say this:
you don't get to be a Hall of Famer because of your decision making, right? Yeah, if we playing decision making into it, then we can make an argument against Kevin Durant. But that's not brought into it. It's just a play.
Right, correct.
I'm not talking about that. I'm bringing back what Charles Barkley said.
He needs to brush his hair.
He's never been the bus driver. He's never been the bus driver.
But you talking about somebody that never won a championship. That never won a championship that the Rockets stopped.
But Coach Dante, check this out. This is a guy outside of Golden State. He went to Brooklyn, disaster. Now he's in Phoenix, disaster.
But
James Harden and Kyrie Irving didn't. They weren't committed in Brooklyn.
Do you think that was going to happen under Michael Jordan's leadership?
What you talking about, Michael Jordan?
He's definitely not the type of leader Michael Jordan is.
Do you think that was going to happen under LeBron's leadership?
No.
LeBron would have got him sent out of town. Michael would have fought him. LeBron would have got him traded.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You, KD, you too good to be sitting there and just let that stuff go on.
GM
So,
LeBron.
Freddie, are you arguing that Kevin Durant is not a Hall of Famer?
He
No,
is.
you don't get to think
No,
about that.
no,
You don't get to think about that question. That proves School's point all along.
Chris,
Like, that's
Chris,
nothing you
I'm
think
gonna say
about.
this. I respect Chris Paul's career more than I do Kevin Durant's career.
And that's fine. But you can't say Kevin Durant is not a Hall of Famer.
He's borderline.
Nah, come on.
Oh my God! Blasphemous Freddie is back,
That's
y'all.
not fun.
He had two good teams.
So damn good.
Listen to what I'm saying.
He was doing good up to that
Freddie,
point.
hold up. Freddie, are you saying borderline first ballot or borderline Hall of Fame? Period.
First ballot.
Okay.
First ballot.
I'll take that.
Okay,
I'll
you
take
Still,
redeemed
even
yourself.
then, I can't take that.
But listen, what's what I'm saying.
I still think he's first ballot though. He's
I think he's first ballot, but I can take you saying they may not put him in the first.
yeah.
OKC, great. I wish he would have stuck in there a little bit later because I believe that OKC team, I think they was close. I really do believe they was close.
Yeah, they were really
Yeah.
close. That was the only team that can really.
That was a coward move. That was a coward move.
Yeah, that
Then
was
you
like
go-
I said.
Nobody denying that.
If
That
we
was,
start taking into account those decision making, we can make some arguments against Kevin Durant. But if we go,
And you know what? It's not even the fact that he left OKC. It's the team he went to.
Yeah.
and it's
yeah.
how he
He
did
was
it.
up 3-1 against him. He was up 3-1 against him too. So that would made it more.
They was so
Yeah.
close. And then you 2-2. You two good teams, OKC and Golden State, even though you was the bus, you was riding the bus in Golden State. But then you went to Brooklyn. You demanded all this in Brooklyn. You got the coach fired, and I think it was Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah,
Got him fired.
Yeah.
Got him fired. Then you go to Phoenix. How many coaches they went through Phoenix now? You got Mike.
You
what's
have
the black guy?
Bud and you have Frank Vogel.
What's the black guy name?
He wasn't there for Monty. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Monty Williams.
Yeah, you got Monty. With,
Monty was already gone. Monty was already gone when the ring got there, I think.
But all the changes Phoenix did, and we got to start talking about Devin Booker. You need to start begging to get it the heck up out of Phoenix.
That's what I say.
Cool. If I was the Nuggets, that's the guy I'm going after. If you get a Devin Booker, yes, 100%.
No,
With
he
the
don't
Joker,
fit.
with the Joker,
Booker and
please.
Jokic don't fit.
Please.
But you
How
know
come they
something?
don't?
What happens, folks, is that with the NBA, as Koo was talking about, you got the different levels, and then you got the what do you call it? The apron, the second apron, the first apron. NBA is trying to keep the players where they're at because that's where they can make the most money. So you're talking about Booker going to whatever. Most of the teams already are under that salary cap. So it's going to be hard. That's why the NBA does what they do. That's why they came up with this bullshit second apron and all that to keep teams, to keep the players that they have so they don't go and jump on other teams as much.
But man, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, if I'm Denver and you want to get some help for a Joker, I'm doing whatever I can to get Devin Booker. That's a guy that he don't have to depend on Joker to create his own offense. He can also facilitate for others, but he's not afraid of the big moments. Devin Booker, I believe he's definitely his prime.
Who leaving?
Now let me come at one if y'all don't mind.
Yeah.
Now you talk about Denver. Do you know that Jokic makes over $50 million a year? Do you know that Murray makes over $35 a year? Do you know that Porter makes over $30 million a year?
And that's why Porter got to go.
Right, but the question is, Chris, didn't you say he got a bad shoulder? Are you gonna go whatever team and take on that cap when you got two max players already? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Most teams that have that, that's why Phoenix is terrible. That's why a lot of these teams, because they got three max players and they can't have a bench.
Mm-hmm.
Philly,
now, how you do it is like Houston.
We got to reach out to teams.
Houston, right? OKC only has one max player. That's how you develop through the draft. And people like Houston, they're young. Van Fleet makes most money for the Houston Rockets right now, and he's 185 years old. So once you get rid of him, their salary, they're gonna be good within the salary cap, and they got picks and they got things that they can do. That's how you build your team. But when you get three older veterans who are making 40, 50 million a year, your bench is gonna be deleted. depleted, deleted the whole nine.
So how is Boston able to do this? They have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White. How are they able to do it?
That is a
You gotta
damn
move some
good
people around.
question.
Drew Holiday, the Kings. The Kings talking about getting Drew. Porzingis, we don't know how long he gonna be there for.
But
They
I'm
only
saying
got
these last 2-3 years they did it though.
But Freddie, what's going to happen this year? This offseason, they got new ownership. They just spent $6 billion. It hasn't been approved yet, but they're gonna spend $6 billion. They got to make moves. Somebody got to go, just for the reason I said.
And plus, Tatum not gonna be there next season, really. So
yeah.
Hey, come on, man. You forgot about one team that's making a lot of they three supposed to be studs making money. It's the 76ers. You forgot about. You can't forget about them. You can't forget about them.
My Bucks. I forgot about them.
Money
Coach, thank you, man, for liking me. They giving money.
They giving money to a limping Paul George, and they giving money to an out of shape Joel Embiid. That's what they giving money to. And Maxey just got paid too. Don't you can't forget it. Yeah,
he Maxey the only one that deserved that money.
I was like, Maxey deserved his money. But can I shout out Maurice Powell for a second? He called Freddie Mike Brown.
Lil Bill.
No, I didn't do it. Maurice Powell did, man. I gotta shout that out, man. He calls you Mike Brown. That's hilarious.
Hey, Maxey, get out. Tyrese Maxey, get out of Philadelphia. Listen to me. Get out now.
What Denver got to do with Michael Porter Jr. is they got to find one of these teams that make bad trades all the time and get them to make a bad trade. That's all you got to do.
Oh, go to the Sixers.
No, wait. We dodged that bullet. We almost drafted Michael Porter Jr., but because of his back in college, we said no.
Right.
I'll tell you what, cool.
He got a championship. At least he got that.
We'll take him. But you got to give us Chris Brown as well.
That's a stupid ass.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy.
That's a stupid ass.
Christian Brown and Michael Porter Jr. for who?
We'll give you Rui.
We don't want Rui.
And we'll give you Jared Vanderbilt.
No matter what happens in Denver, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Christian Brown are untouchable.
Exactly.
Oh, you talking about the Jared Vanderbilt that can't make a layup? You talking about him?
Hey, he locked you up there.
Hey, you
better sign him for the veteran minimum next year. Why we gonna trade him?
And Hoochie Mama?
Oh, man. He can make some lock-up defense. So.
Hey, he gonna definitely make Cool go to that front office at that point. You giving up someone that can't even make a layup.
And give us Michael Porter Jr.
At that point, I'm going to the front office and then everybody.
And Chris Brown.
You're not getting Chris Brown. That's not even happening.
Aaron
Gordon wanted to team. You're not getting Aaron Gordon, and you're not getting Jokic. If you want either one of those three players, they'll take a long walk off a short pier.
Oh, cool. You better be afraid. You better be very afraid. Because in the next year or two, hold on. I'm gonna tell you, in the next year or two, Jokic's coming to LA. Him and Luka.
No,
Joker gonna be one of those guys that retire.
He coming to LA. The most.
They know horses
might be in Denver after this coming season.
Who?
Frederick.
Who?
Luka might be in Denver after this coming season.
No. He's already signed.
Left on his contract.
He's already signed in LA.
You know what? All jokes aside, that's more believable.
You have signed him to nothing else. Go check Sport Track. You're wrong.
That's signed, done, and delivered. We just haven't reported it yet.
You have to report it when it happens. It has to be reported to the league when it happens.
That would be the most unathletic.
But the most deadliest, the slowest, deadliest duo ever.
All you gotta do, jump over a damn thing. But
I said this when Luka was in Dallas. All you gotta do is have a guy that could score just like him on the other team, and it negates it because he doesn't play defense.
But you'll see him this year. He's going to be in better shape.
He's going to learn how to play defense
this year.
We say
that every year about Luka.
But you see it though, Key. You seen the video he put out? He always he looks.
You know who puts out a video every year is Ben Simmons.
He do it every year.
He looks just like me, slim.
On that note, y'all,
time to go.
thank you
On that
for
note.
joining us for another episode of the Courtside View. Freddie's delusional. Man, right now, Indiana is up on the Knicks with a little bit over 4 minutes left in the game. So,
What's the score?
197. Indiana's up.
Who want to bet Stephen A. might have a heart attack if the Knicks lose?
Oh my God, he gonna
Yeah,
he
if
gonna
the
have a
Knicks
stroke.
lose tonight too, that's gonna be tough.
You know what?
Game
I
was
still
game
want
one.
to come out because the Knicks suck at home for some reason in the playoffs.
Ain't that crazy? You can't win 1 out of 2 at home.
You right, you can't win it.
I ain't asking you to go out there and win both, but you can't win at home.
I'm gonna say this:
And you got more
if the
games
Knicks,
at home than on the road. Maybe
the
I'm
Knicks
making
don't
it
win
right.
tonight, it might be over.
No, the Knicks got to get one in Indy.
I have more faith in the Knicks and their resiliency than I do in Minnesota's resiliency.
Oh yeah, that series is a wrap.
I hear you. I agree with you. I agree with
I'm
you.
not saying that Minnesota's getting swept, but that series is over.
Yeah, it's just a
They
matter
get
of
gentleman sweep.
the problem is there may be a game where OKC play with their food because they did it against us too.
Here goes
They play with
Halliburton
their food.
again. That guy, man. Jeez.
Yo, but another team, Lakers couldn't win at home either because they won 1 game, so they couldn't win it. We talking about another team that can't win at home either. So.
Why are we talking about the Lakers?
Yeah, that's true.
Coach, you
know a lot of
Coach, be honest.
another team that couldn't win at home either.
Coach, be honest with me. You know that team was not. When the trade went down,
Freddie, this is gonna be your final thought.
hold on, Chris. Well,
Make this be his final thought right here. Go ahead. Go
when
ahead.
we made the trade, my impression was this team is not completed. Who is going to be our big man? I never thought Jackson Hayes was going to be the guy to fill the void for Anthony Davis. To his credit, he had like a solid 2 to 3 weeks where he filled the, he held his own. He played good. Austin Reeves, everybody stepped up. But in the playoffs, the truth came out that this team still had holes. This offseason is a big offseason for Rob Pelinka, which I hated that they signed him to an extension because everybody applauded him like he did something. No, Luka was handed to you. You didn't go get Luka.
They could at least put Jackson Hayes in on Rudy Gobert. He might have not scored 27 or 24.
Rudy dominated. Imagine being like,
Chris
somebody
Paul at home.
Imagine like, you just somebody who watching your first NBA game. That's the game you tune into. You think Rudy Gobert is like a superstar, don't you? He's a legend.
You tune in to watch Chris Paul. You think he's
Like,
the next version of Magic
I
Johnson,
watch Rudy again.
but he's a loser.
Man, you let Key best friend go crazy on y'all home court like that, man. How you really turn him into a Hall of Famer? Make that man into a Hall of Famer.
Hey, I tell you one thing. He's played better than Joel Embiid this playoff.
That is true. This is true.
Joel Embiid can't even make it. He can't even make it. He can't even make it that far. So,
Key, let me get
Joel Embiid is the you know how you got the fries and you go to McDonald's, you got your fries, right? And you got your bag fries. Those be the best fries. But it's always one fry in there that's always burnt. That's the well.
No, that's Chris Paul. He ain't that bad.
Oh my God, Freddie.
I'm not acknowledging it. Mr. Conman, let me get your final thoughts on everything.
First and foremost, I'm glad y'all got together tonight. It's been a very entertaining show. I hope y'all keep on coming in on Friday nights. But my last thought is that this Eastern Conference finals is going to be off the hook. Right now, it don't look too good for the Knicks, but they do play better at away, so we're going to look and see what's going to end up happening. But, I love watching the NBA, and I think it's going to be a great finals whenever it becomes reality.
All right. Coach Dante, let me get your final thoughts.
well, first of all, Luka. I mean, not Luka. Jokic, that's a dog. That's a horse. Joel Embiid, that's a pony. That's a pony right there.
When is the last time that Joel played in Denver?
Huh?
When's the last time Joel played in Denver?
He dug Jokic so bad. He dug, he don't want no part of that. He don't
play Jokic.
Every time he plays, it's something always going on. It's something always going on. You got to go to them. It's always something going on. But yeah, my final thoughts, man. Happy to see everybody, man. Happy to see everybody. Playoffs is ramping up. If the Pacers win this, New York may be in trouble too. So, but yeah, Jokic, you a dog, man. Joel Embiid, you a pony, man. You a pony.
What's up with you and Key? This animosity y'all got it going
No,
on.
it's not because everybody talk crazy about the year that everybody was quick to talk crazy about Jokic, but they give so many excuses to Joel Embiid. I hate when people do that.
Key, you know this remind me of? God rest his soul. When me and D, I used to try to bring up the goal at the Sixers make it bad. Now Coach Dante doing it with you. God rest his soul.
I ain't mad because it's just the truth.
I mean, it's the truth.
I don't sugarcoat nothing about my team. He is horrible.
Like, how many times people come up with excuses about Joel Embiid? Oh, he ain't never had no team. He had what the hell? How many people you got to get him? You had Jimmy Butler, the organization that ran him up out of there. You had well, you already knew what James Harden was. You already knew what he was. You already knew he wasn't a performer.
That's why he should be on the third team All NBA.
Yeah, PJ Tucker to talk crazy in your ear just to try to make you play. You go 4 minutes in game 6 without a bucket. Game 7, you don't even show up. And that's supposed to be the MVP. That's supposed to be the MVP. And he straight cried about the MVP. How you gonna cry about the MVP and don't perform? When Jokic perform every year in the playoffs. If Jokic loses, it don't even be his fault. When Joel Embiid lose, it's his fault all the time because he don't never show up. He never
also damn much. Maybe if he stopped falling, he wouldn't be hurt.
Was that Embiid's goal, you think, coming into the league just to get an MVP? Because after that, he really just fell off. He don't care no more.
That's the most clumsiest big man I ever saw. That Joel Embiid is the most clumsiest big man
we know what the bottom of his damn shoes look like every night.
Have you seen Anthony Davis? Which he's got it better these last year or two. I gotta give AD his credit, but I don't know.
Hey, but at least he got that dog in him though. At least he ain't soft. At least he got that
Davis
dog.
play good when he ain't hurt. He just always hurt.
True. Cool. Let me just
that's why we got rid of him.
Yes, sir. Bruce Brown, there's room on the bench for you, my brother. I know you want to be back. Whoever the GM is, y'all need to contact Bruce Brown early in free agency, and we need to make this thing happen. Also, there are a lot of gentlemen that play from other countries overseas that are big men that can actually play in the post, that can actually relieve Jokic or play with Jokic. How about we go and get not one, but 2 of those guys and put them on some nice team-friendly contracts? And lastly, we have to upgrade the shooting guard, combo shooting guard, point guard position as far as the backup goes. If we can do these 3 things, Bruce Brown, a couple of those overseas big men, bring in a better combo shooting guard, point guard as a backup, or as a 3-man in with Russ, if they end up bringing Russ back for a very low contract, be in there like swimwear. That's what's missing. You have to be able to play big when teams go big. You have to have a guy that's versatile, and you need another combo guard to play behind Brown and or Murray. Get that? We're going to be good. We don't get that, I'll still be talking about what we need next year.
It's crazy that the big man is back.
Well, everyone, thank you for everybody who watched and followed along with us. Thanks for everybody in the comments. This was a great show.
You didn't let Chico.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. She talked about Rudy Gobert being, not Rudy, Joel Embiid being a fry.
That was Coach Dante.
Key said that Joel Embiid was a fry.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I did. I said Joel Embiid's the burnt fry that's in the French fry thing.
Yes, you did.
I dismiss.
Yeah, I said you got your bag fries, which is great. Those are the fries you look for in your bag. You always gonna have bag fries, and then you got that one burnt one. That's Joel.
No, I'm a bad fry right now.
I can't never have a. Before we get out here, I can't never have a player on my team that's both. You can't be hurt and don't perform in the playoffs at the same time. You can't be hurt. You can't be hurt, still don't perform.
You know what? That's true. We talked about AD, but AD will show up.
When you're healthy, you don't perform, but but the problem is you always hurt, but then when you're healthy, you don't perform. Come on.
Hey, I'm gonna ask Coach Dante a question. Of your injured list, who would it be?
My injured list?
Yeah.
Joel Embiid he's definitely up there. He the first one. He the first one on my list.
He's just center.
I'm gonna help you out.
Chris
AD
Paul.
should be a point guard.
He played him.
Power forward.
Kawhi Leonard up there, but he showed Kawhi Leonard. You got Kawhi Leonard. You got Chris Paul.
Is this all time?
Yeah, he got Chris Paul hamstring is always weak. Who else?
You know what? I
Hill.
put over Chris Paul though.
I'm putting Grant Hill on there.
Grant Hill. Yeah, Grant. That if he had a hold.
Brandon Roy. I would put Brandon.
I put
Roy
Brandon. That's what's gonna be my point guard.
Greg Oden should be a 4. I'll take
because these
AD
are what
Greg
ifs.
Oden.
I think Brandon Roy and Greg Oden are what ifs.
No, but if Grant Hill would have been would have turned into a Hall of Famer though.
He's a Hall of Famer. He got in.
Sure.
Oh, he got in, but yeah, I wish his career would have been great.
Oh yeah.
You put McGrady on the list too. You can put McGrady on the list too. As soon as he came to Houston, he got hurt. He was just wasting in Orlando. He did something in Orlando.
I'm gonna say something people don't say about Tracy McGrady, and I'm sorry, but no, I haven't heard no one say it. Somebody gotta say it. This man was an all-star with one eye.
All right, y'all. On that note,
Cool for that.
I'm just saying.
He can see how the one superstar. He can see how the one.
That man be out there playing, and this eye be over here.
I've always wondered that.
Nobody ever talk about it. But am I wrong though? Like my man, I've
always wondered that.
hey Keith, that was our moment right there. Go on, clip that one.
That man, the Hall of Famer and a superstar went off with just one eye.
the one eye, bro. Other eye be everywhere but straight. I'm just saying.
Oh man. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the Courtside View. We will all be back. Well, I can't say we're all gonna be back, but we will be here next Friday. Please come back, have some fun with us, have a couple of laughs. We are out.
Hey.